Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome. Today, I am sitting with an extraordinary woman whose journey is nothing short of inspiring. From being born and raised in Belgaum, Karnataka, to pursuing her engineering and landing an opportunity at Amazon, and life had different plans for her. Though through unexpected twist challenges, she discovered her true calling, and not in the corporate world, but in transforming the lives. And she is a trauma-backed life coach with a spiritual touch and a motivational speaker who has empowered many students, teachers, and she's also a reader whose curiosity to know more fuels her wisdom. So let's welcome the incredible Gayatri.
Thank you so much for such wonderful words for me. I'm absolutely delighted and honored. Thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome, Gayatri. So, Gayatri, you had an Amazon offer in your hand, right? A dream for many.
Yes,
Yet, life had other plans
absolutely.
for you, as you mentioned. So, how did that turning point shape you who you are today?
So it so happened that it was the final year I got the opportunity to join Amazon. I was already eager to explore the world, but there comes a point when you have to face the challenges. And that is when my biggest challenge was to convince my parents. Coming down to my parents, just to give a background, they come from a very protective mindset and they always wanted the best for me. But allowing their child to move out of the city, they were not really sure of. And that, because of which they were very hesitant to not let me move out of the city. And all my struggles were there. I tried my best to convince. My dad was convinced, my brother was convinced. Only a single yes was required from my mother, but she was headstrong. And
Right.
to which I just couldn't deny on. And
Hmm.
end of all of that discussion for me, it was like I want to have a happy bidding by from this space. But when I'm not able to keep my family happy, there's no point moving out. And I felt that even I won't be at peace. So I had to settle down for less. At that time, honestly, I had all of my rage. I was in that space feeling lost. That inner child, that Gayatri inside of me was craving to explore the world. But it felt like my dreams had shattered only to discover there was something more coming my way. But this
Absolutely.
is how it all happened for me at that point in time. Being very
Hmm.
honest, I felt I was lost. I didn't know where to go about. And that was when it all just came down to a level zero.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Exactly.
to tell you how it all started, I was
Hmm.
a girl who was always enthusiastic and
Hmm.
always looked for the best out of the worst situation.
Hmm.
At that point in time, my parents were my biggest enemy. But to tell you the truth, they were my
Hmm.
biggest support system. You don't realize the worth of those situations unless and until you truly come to the point where you look back in time and be more than grateful. And today,
Abs-
I'm extremely grateful that my mom was headstrong, that she didn't
hmm.
allow me to go there. Because that
Right.
situation got me to a point to get there, to understand my own self
Hmm.
inside out and get to know myself better.
Right. Absolutely. These are the moments, little moments where we get to, when we see them from today's perspective, we see them that was good. It happened for a good. And also,
True, true,
Gayatri, like
true.
you describe yourself as a trauma-backed life coach with a
Yeah.
spiritual touch. So, can you share a moment when you realized that your pain was actually your power?
Absolutely. To begin with, actually, that pain point in itself got me to a point to go to the books, as books became my best friends.
Hmm.
I felt what best I can do at that situation. I didn't give up. I
Hmm.
thought, let me just work on myself, bring out the best within me. That's when I started approaching all the self help books, all the books that could help me shape me into a person that I am. And I was always curious about manifestation, law of attraction, all these concepts used to always intrigue me to know more, get to know more. More than knowing, it was all about implementation. And I started
Right.
implementing in my life one by one. I was like,
Hmm.
I am able to get this time for myself. Let me make the most of it. Started
Hmm.
working on myself. I loved traveling. Honestly, I would say I have had the best travel times during those days when I was at home, but always going to places, traveling, exploring. And that also shaped me into the person I am today. And that's how life kept unfolding one after the other for me. And then eventually, my parents always wanted me to get married. I got married, and then within 3 months of my marriage, I got pregnant, for which I wasn't really ready with. But that in itself took me to another journey altogether. I went to the low life condition points where I
Hmm.
wasn't really ready to face that period. How would I look after the child? I'm not really ready yet. How to go about it? A typical girl's mindset when it comes down to such situation, the overthinking starts. That's
Right.
how it happened with me. And everything just went by. I delivered the baby, yet I was not there, like from my mind or from the soul. I felt lost. And I didn't know how to go about it. And this particular phase itself got me to a point that I was diagnosed with sciatica nerve issue, because of which it turned out to be a slip disc condition, and I was on bed rest for 3 months. It was around my child was 7, 8 months, and I suffered. To be very honest, I suffered. But
Hmm.
that was the point which got me to a phase that I have read so many things. I have learned a lot of things. This is the time I have to implement in my life. I
Hmm.
approached 4 to 5 surgeons. Everyone said immediate surgery is required. Otherwise, I wouldn't be living the life I would want to live by. And those
Hmm.
words didn't shatter me. They made me even more strong. I was headstrong that this knowledge is going to come my way and I'm going to start implementing. That is when I realized everything about spirituality, everything about the inner power that we have, that we can heal ourselves.
Either
I
sense.
can say it was 6 months straight. I started implementing everything that I'd learned from the books, all the knowledge that I'd gained. I implemented on myself. I started working on myself. And this was the point I visualized that I would be standing on my feet, walking around with a pride to let to know the world that I was able to heal myself only with the power of my mind. And I could
Yes.
achieve that. And now I can proudly say that's when the point came to me that my belief in spirituality, my belief in mind and power of mind became even more stronger. And from then on, my actual journey began. I just want to say one thing at this point in time. Whenever a moment comes in your life that you feel you're completely shattered, you have to remember one thing. That is the point. A first step to your success. You won't realize it, but the way you come out of your sufferings is the journey that will take you, and you will discover your life path.
Right, absolutely true. And first of all, so a big round of applause to you because you have learned from the books and you have started implementing it on your own. There are many people whom I know they have coaches with them, still they don't implement. So this is a very good thing. And as Gayatri, you said now that books have been your best friends. So I would like
Yes.
to ask that which one book is there which completely shifted your perspective on life?
To tell you the truth, I was introduced to the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne
Right.
back in 2012, 2012 or 2013. So I
Hmm.
was in college back then, and I used to keep reading. And just to give a background, my mother is an avid reader. She loves reading books. She was into spirituality. And then
Yeah.
even my aunt, and I used to always see, keep noticing the conversations. It was always about being the best version of ourselves, being happy, being content, and also being the best version of yourself and making sure that you do good to yourself and to others. And from there, I picked up that even I have to be spiritually inclined. And when this book I came across, it changed my perspective upside down. I started implementing literally since 2012, but that was being very eventful. I was
Hmm.
more like playing with things. I was like, okay, I want to attract so many things. Let me attract. And to be very honest, I've been able to visualize and attract the kind of examination hall I wanted, the kind of we used to have practical exams wherein
Right.
we were supposed to pick up chits. I used to
Hmm.
visualize that I have to get this particular experiment for my exam. Trust me,
Hmm.
90%
You
I
got
got the
that.
same. I always got that. And that,
Hmm.
to be very honest to you, all of these things itself helped me to get to the point that where I am now. Because that
Yes.
time it was more eventful, but as life
Hmm.
went on, I kept implementing it every now and then. And from there, I was able to manifest so many things. And if you want, I can just share that as well. I was able to, the top three things
Sure.
that I was able to manifest: Europe tour with my family. It
Wow.
literally came out of nowhere. I always wanted to go, but then I was like, what's there in to even wish for it? Let's see if it really comes out to be true. And you won't believe it did. I was able to manifest my life partner also. And
Wow.
that was the biggest thing that I can say. And somewhere I knew I am going to do something good for the humanity, but I was just waiting for the right time to come. And that got me here to become a life coach.
Right. And this is the power of law of attraction and manifestation. When we believe
Absolutely.
in it, when we believe in the magic, as that book says, na magic happens.
Yes.
Right.
That's
And
true.
also like you have mentored many teachers and you have spoken to many young minds, students in schools, right? So what's that
Yeah.
one message that you always want to leave behind with them?
I personally feel that everyone should realize their own power.
Right.
It so happens that we get so consumed with our lifestyle, we get so consumed with our responsibilities and duties that we don't look inside of us. And that is where I feel everyone goes wrong. Just a matter of few minutes, few time, few hours in the day, you just go back to yourself, your inner self, do that self reflection, and that is where it is going to be a big game change for everyone to just get clarity of life. So, this is one thing I always happen to tell everyone, that You have to look inside of you before you want to manifest anything in the outside world.
Right. Absolutely true. Because the thing is now that when we go inside, then we can see the power that what we have inside of us. Right. And
True,
like in
true.
today's fast paced world, many people are there now who feel lost. They
Yeah.
think that uh, there's where they should go, what they should do, right? And this is the uh, for every students also, youngsters also, everyone. So what's that one spiritual practice or mindset shift that you believe that can anchor anyone back to their true self?
Personally feel it is the power of words.
Words.
People don't realize that, and they keep chattering and talking anything, but they don't realize that that is working in their favor, consciously or subconsciously. One thing I always say, your body is always listening to you.
Hmm.
So be mindful of your words. You say you're lazy, you will see all laziness coming your way. You
Right.
say you're confident and you're powerful, you will see that everything starts working in your favor and the
Hmm.
magic just keeps happening. But you don't
True.
realize it unless and until you are aware of it and you start experiencing it. That's why I always keep telling everyone, be very, very mindful of your words.
Very mindful. Very mindful. I think this is if someone focuses on this only, na, that they are aware of the words they are speaking, be very conscious about whatever you are saying. I think they have shifted their life with very much. They will be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Right. And also, like Gayatri, you have experienced life's unexpected twist, as you have already told us, from engineering to coaching and all this thing. So what is
Yes.
your advice or you would give to someone who is stuck between that what they have planned something, we all plan something for us, and what's life is pushing
Absolutely
them towards?
true. So for me also it so happened that when I was in engineering also somewhere I felt this is not my place.
Hmm.
And yet I kept my struggles going. I kept learning, but somewhere I felt I'm not a person who would love to be at the back end. I'm someone who would love to approach people, talk to people. But there was this inner voice always kept going and telling me that I'll eventually get there. But somewhere the feeling of lost always creeps in, and especially that we live in a society where we are exposed to media, and now it's it's so much at a easy reach to get to know what's happening in others life, and I feel
Hmm.
that impacts even more than anything else.
Hmm.
Back when our parents were there, they had their own struggles, they were more focused on their own life.
Hmm.
But then now, if we see our own lives, we are more inclined or
Yes.
interested to see who's doing what and how other person is excelling.
Hmm.
And that, instead of taking it as a motivation, we start comparing ourselves and start feeling even more lost. And I feel
Exactly.
that is where we go wrong.
Hmm. Right.
Rather, trust your journey, trust your process. It'll eventually take you where you're meant to be.
Hmm.
And I always feel that every day we are living the purpose of our life.
Right.
Even when you feel lost, that in itself you are meant to experience, so that that becomes your stepping stone to get to the place where you are at. You just have to work on yourself. So with me, when I did not get that Amazon, I started working on myself. And when I
Hmm.
saw my health was at its worst, even then I worked on myself, and that in itself gave me the power to shape my life, shape my destiny.
Right.
And to be very honest with you, though I had this calling that I want to do something, I never had an idea what it would be. But how life kept unfolding, I only focused on bringing the best version of myself. So
Yes.
if you would have met me 10 years back, I would have been the most sensitive girl. If any harsh words from my parents or my friends, in no time I would be in tears. But
Right.
now I am in that space that I'm more emotionally resilient. And
Hmm.
I was able to be that because I worked on myself. And that has been a journey for me
Hmm.
altogether.
Hmm.
So, all in all, honestly, people succeeding somewhere did hit me, but I trusted more on myself. I trusted more on the process
Hmm.
that led me to the place I am. And things kept unfolding one after the other. When you start focusing on just on yourself, a lot of self reflection, working
Hmm.
on yourself, and just making sure to get to a point that you see yourself best at everything, opportunities keep showering your way. And that's how
Yes.
I feel my life was led by.
Hmm. Right. And this is so true, which you said. Now, when you keep on doing these things, opportunities by come your way only.
Yes.
Right. And as you help students also, you have helped teachers also, and you are helping people also to come out of their traumas. So when you help someone through their trauma, like to come out of there, so what's that most profound transformation that you have ever witnessed that still gives you goosebumps?
There have been many. Just to mention two of them in particular, actually three, because I feel that was really life transforming. So one girl happened to come down to me
Hmm.
with a lot of fear, with a lot of traumas, and she was to a point that she was uh, having suicidal thoughts. And she was like, had I not contacted you, I would have committed suicide that night. And this is what I say, the power of alignment, power of God making you meet right people at the right time.
Correct.
And I feel I was only the medium of God to be
Hmm.
able to be there for her, help her
Hmm.
through. And it was matter of 3 days. I was on constant connection with her, on talks with her, and I feel I was guided by superpowers. I absolutely believe in that. And
Hmm.
that is how I was able to just simply understand what was the root cause of hurt. It was the
Hmm.
space that she was living in. And for my advice, she moved out immediately, and currently she is living her best life. And even today, she's more than grateful to me that I was able to help her to
Hmm.
come out of those suicidal thoughts and not get to the point where she would end her life, rather lead a life with a lot of positivity and look forward to magical things that's coming her way. So one
Hmm.
of that was that. Another girl came down to me with a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of negative feelings inside of her, and she eventually started feeling a lot of breathlessness feeling. So she felt that things are just not working on her way, and she felt very weak inside of her because of the breathlessness. And
Hmm.
we worked on her throughout the journey, and now she happened to let me know that she happened to go to the doctor and check with her reports. Doctor said that she's doing absolutely so fine that she doesn't have to get inclined to medicines anymore. And
Hmm.
I myself was astonished to
Hmm.
see the progress that she is living by. And
Hmm.
now I can totally see the transformational personality that she is.
Right.
So this was about her. Another one I cannot miss out on. So this was about my school principal
Okay. Wow.
who had invited me to um, give a talk mentoring session for her teachers.
Hmm.
And that's when we were in conversations, and I just told her few healing techniques that would just help for overall health. I didn't know that she would be so keen on and started implementing on her life.
Hmm.
And after a month, we get in contact, and this is what she says. You know what, Gayatri? You told me to practice this certain method of healing, and I started implementing on my life, on myself.
Hmm.
And there was a point I felt very tired, dizzy, and I felt something was really wrong with my health. That's when
Hmm.
I went to the doctor, got my checkup done. There, the doctor says that your sugar levels are absolutely normal. Why are you even taking insulin? Because you're taking insulin, you
That's
are
where
facing
the
all
health.
of this tiredness. And
Hmm.
she was totally startled. She just
Right.
couldn't believe those words by doctor. And
Hmm.
she came down to me telling me that this is how my words, and that was just a conversation that I had with her. And I
Hmm.
didn't know that it would impact her so much in such positive manner. And that
Absolutely.
was something inspiring for me as well. And that got me even more strong conviction that as a life coach, as a coach, what we are doing the best service to humanity. And I would
Yes.
never let go of the power that God has blessed me with.
Absolutely. And this is so amazing, Gayatri. Like the third one was really magical, I would say.
True.
Right. And if you would like to give one technique, only one technique, which anyone who is listening to this, they can do daily. If they do daily, they can do their healing, or they can get out of any problem which they are having in their life. Any simple technique.
I would say stand in front of mirror and talk to yourself. Positive self-talk in front of mirror is a portal to life-changing experience, and everyone must experience that. All you have to do is stand in front of the mirror
Hmm.
and use positive affirmations.
Right.
If you are not aware what affirmations are, now the media is there, you have YouTube, Instagram,
Yes.
just one search, you will get n number of knowledge around the
Affirmation.
same thing. But
Yes.
just to say that, it's just the positive words that you say yourself.
Hmm.
You just stand one sentence I would love to share right now here is that stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself that I love myself and I'm a magnetic personality. I only attract good things, good people, and everything happening for my highest good. And
Hmm.
just these words are definitely going to transform lives.
Right.
And I have been doing that ever since, and I have seen the magic working in my life.
Hmm. Absolutely. So, if this one practice, if any one of you who are watching, if you do this on a daily basis, then you will feel the difference. And this is the guarantee which I can also give, and Gayatri can also give.
Absolutely.
Right. So, Gayatri, like you have told about your journey, your clients' wins, and everything. So, what's next for you? Like the woman, as a coach, as a seeker, where do you see your journey leading you in the coming years?
I see myself reaching out to as many people as possible, meeting every individual who is having low life condition, who feels lost, and who feels they don't have anything to look forward to. I want to reach out to every individual there and let them know that there's more power, there's more to life that they can live by. And only one thing that they have to do is trust themselves and trust the power, trust the magic of life, and nothing but abundance is on their way. So I see myself reaching out to many people and just bringing up this beautiful city, this beautiful country, this beautiful life and life on earth that we have. I want to reach out a number of people and let them know that they have power within themselves, and I would
Yes.
love to guide them through and lead a beautiful life they deserve to live.
Absolutely. And I think this is the mission and vision of all of us coaches, that we want to reach everyone in
Absolutely.
this world so that they can recognize their power within them. Right? So,
Absolutely
Gayatri,
true.
thank you so much. And you know what? Your story reminds us that life's detours are often the paths of our true destiny, right? Like
Absolutely
from
true.
setbacks to breakthroughs, and you turn your own struggles into a source of strength, and not just for
Yes.
yourself, but for other people also. You are meeting in your life, and you are helping
Absolutely.
them grow in their
Yes.
life, right? So your
I would
journey is a
also
proof. Huh,
Yes, I
yes,
would
please.
also like to just share my journey, what brought me to become a life coach. Wherein, as I told you, I was clueless that I want to
Right.
do something, but I was not aware
Hmm.
what I wanted to do. And the
Right.
reason I'm sharing this is because I want to let the world know that when you feel clueless, you just have the clarity that you want to do something, and God will send you right people at the right time and show you the pathway. And that is
Hmm.
what I wanted to just share here. So, as I told, I started working on my health. My health started improving, but
Hmm.
I didn't wanted to settle there. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be the best mother that I can be to my child, the best wife I can be to my husband, a best daughter, daughter-in-law, sister, whatever roles that I'm playing in this life. I wanted to be the best to everyone. And from there, my journey began to just improve myself, not with an intention to become a life coach at that time,
Hmm.
being very honest. My only purpose was to bring out the best within me.
Hmm.
No competition with anyone else, no comparison to see that this person is doing like this, that person is doing like that. Let me become that person. No, I was just not going there. I just wanted to see how the old version of Gayatri is. I didn't want it to settle there. I wanted to see the best of me that would come my way. And that is when I began with whatever I could. I started joining classes, I started joining courses, and it so happened that in spite of all of that, I felt that somewhere I need a lot of emotional resilience that is
Yes.
very much required. And I used to always say that how can I be emotionally strong? I won't
Absolutely.
believe how life kept unfolding. I just
Hmm.
out of nowhere came across a life coach who approached me to help me.
Wow,
And I
that's
felt,
amazing.
honestly, I just felt that it was God's way of sending angels in our
Telling
life.
you, right, that you need to go here. This is your journey. And we
Yes,
have a
yes.
comments in the comments from a chosen by Ho'oponopono. They are wishing you congratulations and proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
And
So
Gayatri, you know,
yeah.
yes, please take.
So I was just saying that when she approached me, I was like, no, I have to go ahead with it. I want to improve my life. Let me get there.
Yes. Hmm.
When I got into the process, that is when I realized how transformational journey that had been for myself.
Right.
And when we started looking up into my career aspects, I
Hmm.
was still clueless, but we worked on that. And that's when I realized this is how she is helping me. Why can't I help others the same way?
Absolutely.
And unknowingly, I realized all these years, my friends used to approach me. for any guidance or any help. And I was a giver. I always was ready to help anybody at any point in time. And I was always there to guide them, motivate them, suggest them. And they would share their experience, their transformations with me, and that would make me really happy. And at this point in time, I felt that maybe, yes, this is what I'm meant to do. And that is how it got me a point that I have to become a life coach. And when I just made up my mind there, again, to tell you, God's way of sending the right coaches, right courses for me, and right
Yes.
people to get started by.
Right.
And also to share how I literally began taking one-on-one coaching. You would really be surprised because
Okay.
it was just a phone call with a friend of mine.
Hmm.
We were friends past 15 years,
Hmm.
hadn't been much in contact, but out of nowhere she calls me to get a contact of Akashic record reader.
Hmm.
And that's how we just began talking to each other. And we just got to a point wherein I told her that, look, I have done life coaching. If you would love to take some sessions from me, I would
Wow.
more than be happy to help you there.
That's amazing.
Instantaneously, she said yes. And
Yes.
that's how my journey began. And I'm
This
more
is
than grateful to that friend of mine.
right.
And
And
this
this
is
is
my
how.
only reason to share
Hmm.
is because people should know that it's not you just work hard, do things and everything. No, it's about doing that, but also trusting the process, how magically
Exactly.
people, God will put people in your lives.
Right.
You just kickstart with whatever you want to do. And this
Hmm.
is how my journey began, and there's no looking back.
Absolutely. And Gayatri, you know what? Like you had connected, your friend had contacted you. God sends people opportunities in our life, but we should be that much aware that we grab them because there are people who don't take action on that, and the opportunities goes to the other person. So this is also very important, right? And your journey, as you told that no matter where you start, it's where you decide to implement things, right? To rise,
Yes,
that defines you, right? So thank
absolutely.
you so much, Gayatri, for sharing your wisdom, your heart and your soul with every one of us today. And to everyone who is watching, let this be your sign that you can come out of your pain, you can embody your power, and you can always connect with Gayatri. I'll share her details in the description. So if you want, you can connect with her. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And till then, take care, and we'll meet with another coach, very powerful coach. So,
Before we end, I would love to just appreciate Shipra for doing
thank
such
you
an
so much.
amazing work, bringing people, exploring, and you are doing an amazing job in itself. So, big congratulations to you and hats off for the work that you're doing,
Thank you.
inspiring everyone and connecting with the lives, getting to know the inside story only to inspire others and let them know that there is higher power, there is magic to life that they have to believe in. And thank
Absolutely.
you for being that source to
Thank
reach
you
out
so
to
much,
everyone
Gayatri.
there.
And I'm also really blessed that I can bring such amazing, inspiring stories to people who don't know about it. What is this life coaching, all these things. So I'm
True,
really
true,
blessed
true.
to be a medium.
And always
So
remember, we are
thank
just
you.
medium with God,
Yes,
and
yes,
God only puts right people at the right time.
right time.
And if it's meant to happen, it will happen. So trust
Absolutely.
the timing and just surrender. Things will happen on the way for the highest good for you.
Right.
So this is what I had from my end, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Gayatri, for giving your time. And thank you so much, everyone. See you in the next episode. Till then, take care and bye bye, Gayatri. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye, Shupra. Thank you.
Thank you.